What is good, ladies and gentlemen? It's the next mayor of Windsor, Tristan Ty Morency, also known as King Tristan Morency. There's something that's currently going on with Windsor, and y'all know what it is. It's fraud, it's corruption, and it's gang violence at record high numbers. We are seeing a significant rise in gun crimes in the city, but the government will blame law-obeying citizens that use guns to defect their families and defend their lives, right? No. The government goes and targets innocent people when we have criminals that are walking all of our streets, hurting us innocent citizens, robbing businesses, stealing from people, home invading everybody on the block. This is a major issue with Windsor, and the fact that crime is on the rise this bad and nothing is being done to solve it should go to show who's in office. Dilkins, Ford, Carney, all three of them are a bunch of elite puppets that do not care for the residents, do not care for any communities, do not even care for the nation. They are sitting there doing absolutely nothing. And they'll say the same, oh, well, I said I was going to do this. I said Drew Dilkins cannot do a single thing to improve Windsor. And I am sick and tired of seeing this guy lie to the public. He's lied to the residents of Windsor for far too long. He cannot do a single thing to solve any of our problems that we're dealing with. And why is that? Because Drew Dilkins is not who he says he is. He's not the mayor of this city. Let me tell you that. He's a puppet. There's someone that's in control of him, and that's who runs and calls the shots in Windsor. Dilkins does not do a single thing. He's been in office for 12 years. He has not made a single improvement to Windsor. Nothing. Nothing at all. Dilkins has failed miserably. People wonder why I'm going to make Windsor great again. It's because I am sick and tired of seeing criminals just go after innocent people and get away with it, right? Get locked and released. Locked and released, right? How do you get locked in a cage for 1 hour and released back to the public? You do the exact same thing, get locked in a cage and released back to the public. It's literally insane to think how bad crime and chaos has become in Canada. I mean, we're seeing this all over every single day. But the matter of a fact that my city is dying in front of me and it's crumbling because of our mayor that does not know what he's doing, Windsor needs somebody who wants to make the city better. Windsor needs real leadership. A local leader who's really going to do what he says he's going to do, because Dilkins cannot do anything. And I am sick and tired of seeing this corruption go on in my city. This city needs better leadership and needs someone who really cares for the residents. And then once again, Dilkins has not done a single thing to improve our beautiful city. He's lied so miserably. And ladies and gentlemen, we're sick of it. The residents of Windsor are sick and tired of being lied to. We are sick and tired of the government doing this. Doesn't matter if it's local, doesn't matter if it's provincial, doesn't matter if it's the entire government in Ottawa. They've lied and lied and lied. And Dilkins, there's blood on your hands. Nancy Grayball was murdered March 3rd, assassinated March 3rd. Rest in peace to her poor soul. Very beautiful, very intelligent, very influential woman. Was silenced because she spoke out against the Khalistani movement. And yet, none of these politicians, Mark Carney, Doug Ford, Drew Dilkins, have not said a single word about that, which is very, very strange. Because when you're a leader, it does not matter what you're a leader of, you're supposed to speak up. You're supposed to say something. All condolences, rest in peace. Absolutely nothing. Straight dead silence from the evil, elite, corrupt puppets. And that's exactly what these people are. I can't stand Drew Dilkins. And the funniest thing is, I met him back in high school. Back in 2017. He attended Kennedy High School for a meet and greet. Do you really think that this guy thought that 9 years later, somebody was going to beat him in the election to become mayor of Windsor? No. What he's realizing is he can't do his job when his city's crumbling, when his city's failing at record numbers, when it comes to jobs, when it comes to success, when it comes to economy, when it comes to growth, when it comes to being something that nobody's seen before. Dilkins cannot do that. Dilkins is failing so bad at his job. Somebody like me is going to come and fix it. I have a vision, and my vision is to make us the next New York. And then again, ladies and gentlemen, when I'm mayor, Olette is going to look a lot different. Walkerville is going to look a lot different. Wyandotte is going to look a lot different. You get the point I'm making here? Every spot in Windsor will have something new to it. I know a lot of people in the county area want to expand with the city, and I promise to do that. I promise to do that because the county area will become the upstate Windsor. And when I mean upstate, I mean the richer area, right? The more wealthier area of Windsor. Windsor is going to be a major city in the future. We're going to expand a lot, and this city is going to be something that a lot of people are going to look forward to. We're going to have record numbers of people coming to Windsor to have a family, to get a house, to have a job, maybe have a business after 20 years of working that job, and have a successful life that they always dreamed of. Windsor will be a city that has hope and promise behind it. Unlike the rest of these cities in Canada that are failing miserably because their mayors are corrupt and don't know how to do their job, I promise to make Windsor great again. I promise to make our city perfect and clean up the mess that's been occurring for 12 years. Then again, Dilkins. Look at the problems that you left. Look at the problems that have occurred since you've been mayor. There is literally drugs and crime all over the place. And yet you can't do a single thing to try to stop any of it. No, you sit there on your ass and you say, oh, well, maybe we should do this, maybe we should do that. Why don't you do it then? No, you won't because you're a fraud and you're corrupt. You're paid from the Khalistani movement to not say anything about Nancy Graywahl, which is, again, absolutely sickening to me. Nancy Graywahl was murdered in cold blood, and this guy did not say a single word about it. What type of mayor are you? You're not a mayor. You're a fraud. You're a liar. And what you've done to Windsor is absolutely sickening. You've made our city into the poorest it's ever been. Windsor is losing jobs at record numbers. 50% of our jobs are gone. And is Dilkins fighting for that? No, he is not, because he doesn't care. What Dilkins cares about is filling up his pockets. That's what he's worried about. This guy is making between $200,000 and $300,000, right? $200,000 to $300,000 as a mayor every single year. Guy's filling his pockets up while the residents of Windsor suffer. And this guy gets to be rich? Give me a break. Windsor, wake up. If you want a better future, then you're going to have to fight for that future. And if you want more opportunity and more success, and for your family to grow up and have more opportunity and success, and have a better generation ahead, then it's time to make Windsor better. It's time to save this beautiful city. It's time to make Windsor great again. If Windsor keeps facing problems as it's facing today, then things will become a lot worse over time. And sooner or later, there's going to be criminals stealing all over the place. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, my ex-girlfriend, Alexis Lexi Gibbs Rogers, right? Look her up. She was arrested for armed robbery, making threats, whatever. She was involved with 3 masked men that had guns, okay? And what she did is absolutely sickening. But you know what? Lexi earned what she got. Alexis Legacy, whatever she calls herself, Alexis Legacy, whatever. She's going to face up to 30 years in jail, and she earned it. She earned it for what she did. The people she was involved with, they're a bunch of scumbag criminals that will be arrested and kicked off my streets when I am mayor. I will make sure of that. But the matter of the fact is, I laugh. She's a bad individual, and to see my ex-girlfriend fail is absolutely hilarious. But then again, I've talked about the $25,000 worth of fentanyl that was found a couple months ago. I've talked about the $500,000 worth of cocaine that was found from a cartel member in Windsor. I've talked about my ex-girlfriend involved in an armed robbery. I've talked about shootings. I've talked about stabbings. I've talked about every single major crime that has happened in Windsor. And yet, Dilkins, does he talk about any of this kind of stuff? No. He keeps his mouth quiet. And then, ladies and gentlemen, do you know why he keeps his mouth quiet? Because he's involved. He's allowing criminals to destroy our beautiful city. And this is why I say we need better leadership. We need a mayor who wants to do better. And with Dilkins cannot do a single thing to improve Windsor. All he does is just let people walk all over citizens. And the people, I mean criminals. Criminals have gotten away with so much activity, it's not even funny. And once again, when he talks about the open drug use policy, oh, I think it destroyed my community. It really destroyed Windsor. Don't y'all remember back in 2021, Drew Dilkins was the same one that allowed all these drug addicts to come here from Ontario? Y'all remember that? Yeah. Now Drew Dilkins act like he never did that, even though it's on record. He did it. Same thing as I said before with him driving his car up the sidewalk and not waiting in a red light. This guy literally is so bad at his job. It's not even funny anymore. The fact that he's failed this bad and continues to fail without doing one single thing to try to improve Windsor should really go to show the level of fraud and corruption in the bald-headed bandit. I promise to make Windsor great again. I promise to bring back jobs. I promise to use our resources to build our economy. I promise to bring success back to the Rose City. I promise to make trade deals to build Windsor's economy up. I promise to bring more tourism and more success, more opportunity with jobs and skyscrapers. This city is going to be booming when I am mayor. And who knows, maybe in the future Windsor will get some sports teams. But you know what? You're not going to accomplish that with a mayor like Dilkins. But you will accomplish that with a mayor like Morency. This is why I tell people, if you want a better future, then fight for it. Vote for Tristan Ty Morency, October 26th, and you'll have a much better future to rely on, a much better lifestyle to enjoy. Something like Windsor should be something like nobody's seen before. But when you look at Windsor, you see all the problems, you see all the failure, you see all the drugs, you see all the crime, you see all the chaos, and you wonder, how could Windsor become this? When 20 years ago, this city was perfect. We used to have so many things that would come and happen to this city. But over time, those things have left. And you know why? Because they're afraid to be here because of all the crime and all the chaos and all the robberies. Dilkins is a fraud, bald-headed bandit failure, two-faced son of a bitch. And when I'm mayor, this city will not only be great again, but it'll be the next New York.